Press start to begin.
Hello and welcome back to Super Bonus Round. I don't know why we stopped in the car. It's just, Prompto, no.
Sorry, Prompto. We love you, but no.
We've been delayed enough. See, it's in our inventory to do for later, but not right now. We'll do it later.
Yeah.
Or what? Since he's the child and we're the parent, we'll see. Aw, but we'll see always means no. Don't push it. Oh yeah, before we do the pun of the day, Rich actually just came up with an answer to the what's the funniest name you've ever heard of. He just remembered one in between episodes.
Okay.
And he wanted to share it with us. Okay.
So, those who know Rowan Atkinson, who played, infamous Mr. Bean, he used to do stand-up specials back in, the 80s and stuff, before he started the whole Mr. Bean thing. So, what he did was, he did a special where he was like this headmaster for this all-boys school, because they have all-boys schools in England. So he was doing roll call, and what he did was the names of the boys were there weren't obviously boys there, but it was imaginary. So they were all sexual innuendo names. So one of them was fist up, for fisting. One was genital, for genital. And of course there was my prick. So he'd go, my prick, my prick. Has anyone seen my prick? My prick is gonna get such a lashing later. So, the funny thing about it was that made it all worth it was the deadpan face that he had when he did it. He was so serious about it, and yet the crowd was in an uproar laughing so much. So
yeah,
that was perfect.
Yeah, sometimes deadpan delivery will sell a joke.
Yeah,
that's part of what I like about Robert Downey Jr. when he does Iron Man and the Avengers movies. He'll say something so stupid, but the look on his face that he's 100% serious about what he said is half the humor itself.
You take away the suit. You take away the suit. What are you, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist?
Yeah.
Serious deadpan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was trying to think about which one was that. That was from the first Avengers. Yes, it was.
Yes.
Because I rewatch those every year to prep for the next ones that come out. Because you don't want if they reference the older movies, which they have, as they've gone on, you don't want to miss those. That is a big cock.
The thing is,
that is a big cock.
That's a thundercock. Shame it's not named Chad. Chad Thundercock.
And that's what we're calling him, and that's the answer to that question. What's the funniest name you've heard? Chad Thundercock.
But yeah. So, side note, I went to go return an item to Best Buy today, and of course, what was on the Blu-ray shelves? Both Infinity War and Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
I really should have picked them both up.
Oh, the Infinity War and Deadpool are both great. I've watched Infinity War about 3 times now.
I should have did it.
Well, I'm trying to think when they'll be on Netflix. I don't think Deadpool 2 will be on Netflix. I don't think the first one is yet. But Infinity War, I think, will at least be on Netflix by Christmas. But I wouldn't wait that long. Because then you can fully appreciate all the memes. Because people are still making memes of that movie.
Well, you know what? Honestly, because it's been out for so long, and I know I'm going to see it eventually when I have the time. I kind of looked into the memes anyway, and it's just oh, that's what happened. Okay.
Oh, so you already know about the big thing that happens. I'm not going to ruin for anybody else who hasn't watched it, but
Yeah, I mean, I do, so it's like, because I know that I'm going to watch it on my time. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'm still going to enjoy it regardless.
Yeah, it's still great to see like all the characters that you didn't think would interact with each other finally interacting with each other. Like
Yes,
seeing, like, you know, seeing like the characters from all the different franchises coming together to fight one common enemy. Like I won't say who
Yeah,
beats
so,
who,
I mean-
because that's still something you want to see for yourself. But
well, like I said, I'm going to watch it. I've watched every single one of them, and I enjoyed them either way. So, you know, that's fine by me. You know, like when it was like if I had the time to do so when it first came out, okay. But because I don't, because I work, so it's like, yeah, I can't right now.
understandable. But hey, we've been recording for a while. We haven't done a pun yet.
Oh yeah, okay. Let's see.
Because like we'll knock out your puns because they don't require a response, and then we'll move into a question.
So apparently there's this European town that's named Bedum, B-E-D-U-M.
Mm-hmm.
And some guy's standing next to it, and he's holding a sign that's spelled T-S-S-S.
Mm-hmm.
So put
God
the two
damn
together.
it! I just got it.
With my imperial friend.
All right, I gotta bring another one.
Fear not. I'll put in a good word. Well,
All right.
come along.
You again.
Straight too far.
The Revolver Ocelot of Final Fantasy 15.
And surely you'd rather avoid unnecessary scuffles. Seeing as you're now a true
So while he's looking for one, guys, we lost the episodes before this and the part where we go into we're going into a temple to look for something,
technology,
and that's where we lost the footage because my hard drive was getting full. So I made the unfortunate but necessary
resource you see.
decision to delete all of the raw audio files from Super Bonus Rounds past, everything from 2017, and everything from our series that we have presently finished. I had to get rid of it because I got rid of the footage anyway. So if we had to re-export the episodes, oh well, they're done. Like I know a lot of YouTubers like to keep all their footage and all that, but I don't have the space or ability for that.
All right, so
I'll be but a moment.
you know, I was trying to look into going into like a science field years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and obviously you got different types of fields. So you know, I had some choices,
Oh, we're teaming up with her.
and
The new recruits they sent over
So,
for special training.
you know, then I realized, geology rocks, but geography is where it's at.
These recruits.
Then I realized that I should go into meteorology because I have my head up in the clouds.
Let's get this show on the road.
And if I really wanted to push it further and have my head in the stars, I should do astronomy.
Just watch yourselves in there.
I trust you'll be civil.
Alright, that was bad.
RNA a high wind. I leave.
Oh, I was trying to think of how to follow up with that with a marine biologist. I'm like, well, and if I wanted to become a marine biologist, then I'd be really in some hot water. But that doesn't make any sense because the ocean is not hot.
If you're looking at
Well, to the GOP, it's not hot.
Ooh, shush. I commend you for that one, but
I know. I broke a rule. I'm
no,
sorry.
you were 100% right.
You know, it's you know, I'm just saying.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
I ain't wrong, but I'm not on the right.
Nice save.
There we go.
Nice save.
That was a good rebuttal. That was a good rebuttal. So
Yeah.
that'll make up for that.
You saved that for that being awkward. All right, so this is where we
So
ran
we're back
around
in
in
this
circles.
dungeon again?
Was that?
So we're back in the dungeon again.
Yeah, this is where we discovered that the Elgato was not recording because we lost the footage. So we never finished this. Like, we stopped in the middle
okay.
doing this.
So because of that, I'm actually going to bring up a story.
Okay, yeah.
So
I told you to save this story for this part because we're going to be running around in circles for a little bit.
okay, so by the time this episode goes out, it'll be like a few weeks from that. But let's just say back in August, since it is technically a new month, I went to this wrestling convention in Atlantic City. And it was a one-day convention. I went with my very good friend Rob, who is one of our viewers and a supporter of the channel.
Hi, Rob.
Loves what we're
Thank
doing.
you for watching.
And so we went to this convention, you know, and here's what led up to it, which was really funny. So we had gone to a WWE house show in Wildwood just a few weeks prior, which was in July, at the end of July. And when we were leaving, there was this guy standing in the middle of the crowd as we were exiting, and he's handing out these little flyers. Now, having experience going to shows and stuff, there's always going to be panhandlers after the show to catch the exiting crowd. They're always there, you know, oh, buy t-shirts, or buy tickets to this, or here's a coupon, or something, you know, panhandlers. Like, really not worth your time, you know, it's just like, yeah, leave me alone, you know, but now, as I was getting close to this guy, and because I was really tired, and I was pissed off because, long story short, WWE is fucking up right now, and and this episode is obviously being recorded on a Saturday night, you know, prior to it going out, obviously. And tonight, one of the best wrestling shows is going on right now in Chicago. It's called All In with it's being hosted by Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks, and it's Ring of Honor and NWA. And they are putting on a fucking show right now. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised if the Sears Center where they're at, if the fans tear the roof off that place, because that's how good this show is right now. I actually have my friend Rob giving me play-by-play as I'm commentating here, and from what I'm reading, This is probably by far the best pay-per-view show in the history of wrestling. I mean, WWE cannot fucking touch this. Play MC Hammer.
Who my dad once arrested. That's a story for later.
So anyway, I was really tired and pissed off, and I was gonna tell this guy to fuck off. I really was. But I was like, you know what? No, it's this short little guy, like not a kid, but like a short dude. And I was like, okay, whatever, I'll bite. So I took the flyer, and it was the flyer to a wrestling convention. And I thought, oh, cool, meet and greet, and a 2-hour like indie wrestling show afterwards. Okay. Then I looked at the flyer. And it not only had former WWE superstars Goldberg, Sting, and many others, but what sold me immediately was you got to meet and greet the entire Bullet Club, which is by far the best faction on the wrestling world right now. Like the Bullet Club is on the level
everywhere in Anime Next this year. Like I was like, what the hell is the Bullet Club?
They are basically the modern day version of NWO, D-Generation X, and like every well-known faction or stable over the last 20 years combined. Not with the superstars, but the way they approach themselves, the way they present themselves, they are by far the best faction on the face of the planet right now in Ring of Honor and New Japan. And they are like they're perfect. I mean, Cody Rhodes, who is the son of the late great Dusty Rhodes, rest in peace, legend always. He is in the Bullet Club, known as the American Nightmare, at Cody Rhodes, and there's Kenny Omega, who's been around for a long time. He's known as the Cleaner. Kenny Omega, not like the cleaner as like, you know, a janitorial thing, joke kind of thing, like the cleaner as in like, you know, taking bitches out. You know,
like Mike in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. So, there's Matt and Nick Jackson, the brothers. They're a tag team. They're known as the Young Bucks. By far the best damn tag team on the face of the planet. You have Adam Page, or known by his name in the club as Hangman Page, and he walks down to the ring with a noose around his neck, you know, like, you know, and the crowd fucking chants, Hangman, Hangman, and it just, as a diehard wrestling fan, it just gets me so excited, because it's like, that is an awesome gimmick. He's like this, he's like the hardcore guy. He goes into the hardcore matches. And then you have Marty Scurll. He's known as the villain, or Umbrella Man, because literally when he comes out, he looks like a real, like, dark, heavy, like, steampunk kind of guy that looks really fucking cool. So that's the Bullet Club, and they are like they're one of the best factions around right now. So anyway, on the flyer it had a picture of Cody, the Young Bucks, Marty, and Hangman to meet and greet them. So so me and Rob got in the car. I was like, dude, we can go meet the club in Atlantic City in August. How much is it going to be? So I know my tickets, because you had to buy tickets. I know I spent like $270. So, but you know what? The fact that these guys are the most popular thing on the fucking planet right now. Honestly, and I don't know when I'm ever going to meet them again. So, me and Rob took this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to go meet them, and honestly, it was worth it. Like, and so Rob told me, like, when we were looking into it, he's like, "Aren't you glad that you didn't tell that little guy to fuck off?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm actually really glad. I'm actually really glad I didn't say it to him, like, because now we have one hell of an opportunity coming up." So, you know, fast forward to, you know, the weekend of August 25th, and wow, like, it was incredible. Like, granted, it was a one-day thing, but it was worth it. Like, not only did we get to meet the entire Bullet Club, well, except Kenny, because Kenny, I think, was doing something for New Japan Pro Wrestling, but we met, you know, Cody, the Young Bucks, Marty, and Hangman. We took pictures with them. We got their autographs. I mean, like, it was just really awesome, and they're really nice guys. I mean, like, they're funny. They like to crack jokes, and like they're people like you and I. They're just like everyday people. Yeah. You know, and oh man, it was just the best. And not only that, like we even met some of like the old legends, like from WWE, WCW. We didn't decide to meet like Goldberg and Sting because they wanted like well over $100 for a photograph with them.
No, that's fair because they have their own fees for like stuff like that.
Well, yeah, but everyone else was like charging like $20, $30, you know, for, you know, and there were combos for like, you know, a photo and an autograph, which was decent enough. I mean, like, it was worth it. And like, so we didn't do that, but like, we met like ECW legends. Like, I met Sandman. That was awesome. Shane Douglas from ECW. Freaking Ken Shamrock was there.
Oh my god! Now that's an old name I haven't heard in a while.
Freaking Gangrel from the Attitude Era was there.
You met Gangrel? Holy shit!
Yeah, like Victoria from like the Attitude Era, like Ruthless Aggression Era, one of the divas.
Oh yeah, Victoria, I remember her.
Yep, she was there.
She had the tattoo song.
I will say this: they did not age well.
That's not nice.
No, listen. As much as I enjoy, on the nostalgia and the fact that, that they brought some of the greatest moments to my childhood, like in terms of wrestling, but like, it's just like, but also don't forget, like they put their bodies through hell. I mean, they put them through hell. And when you see the physical stress and the wear on their bodies, yeah, it's not good. You feel bad for them because it's like, man, you guys really went through some hell and we didn't really realize that. And it's like, oh man, I feel bad, but thank you for the memories and and stuff like that. And just the fact that when you know about the stories, as to why they left and stuff like that, and you realize that Vince McMahon is just an inconceivable asshole, then it's just like, yeah, because they have incredible talent.
Yeah, he can't see that for shit.
He can't. That's why, right now, that is why All In, the pay-per-view in Chicago, is stealing it right now. The crowd is going ballistic. Crowd's going ballistic. But you listen to a WWE crowd nowadays, the majority of it is boos, while you got the little kids and their parents cheering, which is typical. Because this brings me...
would probably be among those two.
Yes. And beat the traffic.
That's a good one.
Because here's how that started. So at Backlash back in May, the main event for the pay-per-view was Roman Reigns versus Jinder Mahal, non-title match. And normally the main event is the same for the title match. Normally. So, excuse me. The fact that Roman Reigns is basically being shoved down our throats, it's like, oh, we're trying to do another John Cena ploy again, and it's just like...
Because it worked so well the first time.
Right. The thing is, this crowd isn't stupid, okay? But the problem is, Vince keeps pushing Roman so much, he thinks that we're literally stupid. Like, you are really gonna keep pushing this. It's like, now it's gotten to the point where it's like, Vince, please stop. Please, just stop. And yet, he's not stopping. And it's just, it's terrible. I mean, like, I am losing faith in WWE so quickly.
And so is the rest of the world, I've heard.
Except for the gullible kids with their parents. They're not, like... and this brings me to my interesting point, okay? There is what's known in the WWE, WWE for the last, like, 20, 30 years as kayfabe. Kayfabe is basically the, that scripted, acting, fighting, the hero versus the villain, making you really think that's what's going on when it's not.
Yeah, it's a blanket term for storyline something you might think is real, but it's a storyline.
Now, mind you, back in the 80s and 90s, kayfabe was believable. It was believable because it was very hard to determine if it was scripted or not.
Yeah, remember the Eddie Guerrero as Rey Mysterio's kid's father thing? Like, I actually believe that was real.
That was hard. That was actually hard to because that's when kayfabe worked. Now, because we have so many social media outlets, because we also have a lot of people literally have access to the scripts for the shows.
Man, that's
and post them
that
on
sucks.
social media.
That's wow.
Because there's way too many outlets, okay? And you know, around like the mid to late 2000s, you know, and
All right, I figure out.
people can tell that it's scripted now. So kayfabe does not work anymore. It doesn't work.
They're not selling the show.
But it's not selling it anymore. But Vince still has this ideology and strong faith that kayfabe still works when it doesn't.
So
like,
basically,
he
the
still thinks that
writing
this
is so
is the
bad
80s.
that the suspense of disbelief is not working anymore.
It's not. It really isn't working anymore.
It's like if you're watching a movie and you see a shitty special effect, you're like, "Come on, I can tell they didn't spend a whole lot of time on this."
Exactly.
It's disillusionment. You become
exactly.
disillusioned.
Like that's the problem. Well, is that
Like you hear the
kayfabe
phrase,
does
"A
not
magician
work."
never reveals his secrets." A good TV show doesn't release its fucking scripts online. Like what? Why?
Well, no,
why?
because,
How do people get
here's
those?
the problem. Well, here's the problem. Back in like the mid to late 2000s, you know, they did some things. They did some things in terms of, you know, scripting. You
Well,
know,
that
when it was
sucks.
acted out, where it was a little bit on the extreme side, and there were complaints. And
Don't mind me, everybody.
You
I'm trying to figure out what we're
know,
supposed to do.
and someone said, you know, oh, it's scripted. Don't worry about it. It's scripted. They're not really hurt. They're not really dead. They're not, you know. So then it was like, oh, it's scripted. Well, then word got around, and then, you know, social media took off, and all these other podcasts and wrestling, you know, websites started popping up, and then it was like, oh, it's scripted, and then there would be leaks. There would be leaks where someone would take a photo of like the script for like a Monday Night Raw, and like then that broke out an article saying, "Is WWE really scripted? Here's a picture of the script.
Clickbait.
How the show's gonna run." So then it was just like, yeah, it's scripted, and whoa, whoa.
Another fucking broken bridge. Go figure.
So, yeah, and because of that, it's really hard to get around that stuff anymore.
Oh, it's one of those guys. I can beat him.
So it's hard to get around anymore, and
It's like when you've been
But
lied to a
Vince-
million times. You can't believe the person anymore when they're telling the truth.
yeah, and the fact is, Vince still holds on to the ideology that kayfabe's not dead.
Well, because he's the old
And
guard.
yet
He's
it's
never gonna know.
And the only way that WWE is ever gonna change
Is if they get rid of
is
him.
is if Vince is gotten rid of, which you can't because he's the fucking CEO. He owns the company.
I mean, the board of directors can vote him out, but when is that ever gonna happen?
But even then, Vince would still find a way around it.
Yeah, like Papa
Because
John's trying to do the
Vince
exact
had-
same thing, honestly.
Right. So here's the problem. You either get rid of Vince, you know, an allegation or accusation or whatever, or gotta wait till he croaks. That's basically the only thing that will save WWE is if Vince croaks. If Vince croaks, then the WWE would be in better hands with Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, and his.
I forget that that's
and his
actually his
wife.
name.
Yeah, it's Paul Levesque or Paul Levesque. You know, the
I
S
think it's
is
Levesque
silent.
because there's a QE in there.
Well, no, there's an S. There's an S in there, but like a lot of people pronounce it as the S being silent.
Oh.
So,
Don't be intimidated.
Right.
I've beaten millions of these things.
but the thing is, like, you know, because you know why NXT is actually better than main event right now,
Because Triple H writes it.
right? And Triple H being a wrestler, you know, being a former wrestler. Well, he's not retired from wrestling. He's just, you know, he's taking the role in the company as he wants to be.
He's stepping backward a bit.
I'd be worried otherwise.
Well, yeah, because he's approaching, you know, his age, you know, and
Yeah, isn't he like 50 now?
almost, but you know, because of that, you know, that's why NXT is probably the best so far. You know, it's like, because you have a guy who was a wrestler who understands how it works, controlling the script, and that's why you're getting the deliverance week after week on NXT, and every takeover is just blowing the main event pay-per-view away. You know, that's the thing. Like,
All right, so we
so
are.
yeah, long story.
Finish your thought, because I'm trying to get a handle on where we're at. And where we need to
So
go.
long story short, when Vince dies, the WWE will be in better hands. The convention was incredible. Got to meet a lot of old school wrestlers, and of course the club. Even got to meet Abyss from TNA. That was awesome. Yeah, but we had a lot of fun, and we celebrated at Buffalo Wild Wings afterwards.
Hey, that's one of my favorite places to go for my birthday. So that's a good place to go. I know a lot of people like trash it because it's like a chain restaurant, but I kind of have an affinity for it. It's not the best place in the world. That place is Piccalilli's, but it's still good.
I mean, I like PJ Willihan's, but
PJ Willihan's is good too.
But you know, in terms of wings, I mean, you know, like I said, hey, I'd rather have some wings.
There's actually a restaurant that just opened up in Disney World that I want to go to. It's one of Guy Fieri's restaurants. It's called The Chicken Guy, and I took a look at a review of their menu, and I'm interested. Like I don't have a whole lot of love for Guy Fieri because I don't trust anybody with frosted tips and sunglasses and a goatee. But
you know what? He delivers some of the best memes out there, especially with Flavor Town. I mean, that's just like, I mean,
yeah, I saw the Yeti put out a new shirt that says "There's no good or evil, only flavor."
Plus, the other thing too is my good friend Sean, not the Sean that you know, but my good friend Sean, who I go to I meet at conventions. He cosplays as Guy Fieri, and he just does a great Guy Fieri cosplay, and it's just like, you know, you just can't help but love it because it's just so fun.
Yes, I see the share play notice, but we're almost done.
He just fired a light bullet?
Yeah, like it's like a blinding shot that scatters enemies and makes blinds them.
And also provides illumination in dark areas.
Yeah, because this room didn't have any lights in it. Now it does. Thanks, Prompto. And you guys deal with Creme Brulee because he's not weak to any weapons. He's weak to magic, and I don't have anything equipped. Well, you know what? To move things along, I'll just equip one. I don't use that one, so let's try. Oh yeah, it's weak to blizzard. Asshole!
All of you.
Thank you. God damn. I didn't mean to freeze you, Ignis.
How's everyone?
Good. How about you?
Good. You were shivering like a frightened puppy.
Right.
Seems they don't
Oh my goodness. Come on, enough of this shit. Actually, what's our time? You know, this episode's gonna go long because I just want this done and over with. We can have a long one every now and again. Fuck you guys, I'm running. Oh, do they want me to do that? Because you know what? I've about had it with you fuckers. Really? You want me to clean up after you again? Too much of a pussy to do it yourself? Okay, fine.
And share play stops in a minute.
Yeah, I might stop the episode before I get the objective. At that rate.
Yeah, you can pause it and restart it.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to do here. Overkill, but they suggested it. All right, guys. Next time on the Super Bonus Round, we'll be in front of the objective, and we'll be ready to finish this. So thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.
See ya!